Valerie Goodlow thought she was doing everything right. She provided her kids with everything she didn't have as a child. Private school, cello lessons, a strong spiritual foundation. But even though she takes pictures for a living, her eyes deceived her when it came to one of her daughters.
There are 400 documented gangs in the city of LA with 41,000 members. Very little is known and even less attention is paid to the females who are part of these gangs. But it's clear they can be just as violent as their male counterparts. Tonight we have an inside glimpse of gang girls and one mother's journey to save her daughter.
In the hood, when you disrespectful, a G will check your...
It's what we, the outsiders, fear. Many of us don't understand the seemingly senseless violence.
This is where I was when I got shot.
What could I do as a parent?
Valerie Goodlow sees the world through a lens, covering everything from political rallies to A-list celebrities on the red carpet. But now, she's reluctantly stepping in front of the camera for a new documentary. She's entering the guarded and little talked about growing culture of girls embracing gang life.
In Los Angeles in the past year, pregnancy amongst teen girls rose 15%. Drug use was up nearly 30%, but the number of girls getting involved in gangs increased more than 50%. Gone are the days when the girls just did what the male gangbangers told them to do. These days they're strapped and in some cases just as vicious, if not more so, than their male counterparts.
I've been through a lot. I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, I've been hit by a car.
Why is this happening?
To be honest, I don't regret it because it's a lot of things that I learned and experienced. No, I don't regret it.
What can be done?
The younger generations that's keeping the gangbanging going, because the older ones are the ones that's really like backing out of it, and then the younger ones are the ones that's, you know, keeping gangbanging going.
These were the questions a mother needed answered to save her daughter.
My daddy thought calling me stupid would make me act right. Calling me stupid made me act stupid. Fuck it. My daddy do anything in the world for me. But he didn't know the words hit. And they still hit. And I'm 43 at home.
You can't really tell these kids coming up these days too much. They gonna get out there and wanna learn and go through the same thing because, like I said, they might think that it's fun right now, but it's not as fun as it was when I was coming up.
I recently sat down with the accomplished photojournalist who believes her 17-year-old runaway daughter, Nafisa, is part of a notorious LA Bloods gang.
In her cell phone, she had names in there that had CK by it. And I asked somebody, I said, what is CK? And they told me that it stood for Crip Killer.
Valerie, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night?
Let me tell you something. Sleep doesn't really come real easy for me. She's on my brain all the time.
My brother was in the gang. He got killed when I was 6.
You know, I want to be open with my kids so, you know, they can know what was going on out here when I was coming up so they can make the right, you know, choices in life.
And what's your mother say? Does she know?
Yeah, she knows. She doesn't like it. She don't encourage it. She try to tell me right, but it is what it is.
We got kids dying by the name of a street, a stop sign that was here before we came. It's gonna be here when we come. This is good.
The police department will never, ever control it. Never. It's never going to go away.
The phone rang in the middle of the night, and an officer asked me, was this Chief Parks? And I said yes, and then there was silence on the phone, and then it took a while for, they got a lieutenant on the phone, and you could tell that something was going on. They didn't want to break the news. Finally, they said, your granddaughter, is your granddaughter Lori? And I said, yeah. And they said, she's a victim of a homicide. And first it took a moment to understand the word victim and go, victim, that means she's dead.
What are the parts they play in the game?
The same thing as a man would do. Gang banging out on the front line, hitting up on walls, shooting at people, doing everything they do.
I mean, there's times, you know, where your homies get killed, you know what I'm saying? And, you know,
you get shot at, or you get stabbed, or you getting into fights, you know, constantly, and it's a lot to deal with.
This is the story of one mother's journey into the depths of the girl gang, a journey to save her daughter.
I swear to God, somebody come up.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Bring your baby home. Bring her home.
Now we gonna tell some truth today, and we gonna stop lying. And you gonna be a part of it, or you ain't. But it's a decision on you.
How difficult is it for you to go around and talk to these young women?
My thing is, if I can't save my daughter, maybe I can help save somebody else's daughter. I mean, it's about saving somebody.
Do you think Navisa can go from the kind of lifestyle that we've been talking about? The devil may care, you know, the initiations, the fights, the violence, and to coming back to her mom?
And it may have to be self-discovery. You know, it may have to be that she has to hit a bottom. It may have to be that she has to be on the brink of death.
How powerful that was to hear you say, as a mother, that my child may have to be on the brink of death.
Very, very difficult.
But then again, it's like, this is my life. So, I mean, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless.
Move, stop filming people! Don't nobody wanna be on your camera! No!